the reins and run the rest of the season for their club.
That's right, Ben, an interesting goalie situation for both teams. It is, however, Luca DePasquo's first start this season against Penn State. Nathan Airy got both starts in the series when these two teams met in Minneapolis. There's the opening puck drop. Penn State wins it, and we are on state net. Teddy Townsend battling for it just below the goal line. It trickles in front, no one on it. Here's Cal Thomas for Minnesota, and a save made by Josh Fleming, the netminder from Montreal.
Townsend's just a buzzsaw offensively with his forechecking prowess. Makes it awfully difficult on defense.
L.J. Mooney with a sharp angle shot, knocked down and covered up.
Six frame and Luke Middlestad, unbelievable talent.
Charlie Serrato hums one off the glass on a
favorite players are the ones that he feels very close to are that first group, that first class that worked their way through. He coached the club team for a year before they were a member of the Big Ten.
Luke Misa jumps on the puck in deep. Casey Amon on the pinch for Minnesota, looking for Ben Schoen in front. Amon wheels around the other side and finds Carter Shade. Shade with nifty stick moves, and a goal for Penn State. Penn State lights the lamp here in the first period. 1-0. Shade on the shot. It appears to have been tipped by Luke Misa in front.
Well, this all starts with the fleet-footed Casey Amon. He comes in and carries this down the wall. That gets the carousel going for Minnesota. Big key here not to be puck watching. Hendrickson comes out and gets beat to the inside there. Great shot by the defense. We'll have to see if Misa does get credit with this goal. Yeah, it looks like
toward the blue line, and he clears momentarily for Minnesota. Gophers keep the puck moving forward. Zemer tries a toe drag. Save made by Fleming. Rebound, Zemer shot blocked by Crespo. Rainbows to the top of the circle, and Fink sends it to McKenna, who knocks the puck down and carries it into the attacking zone.
What an incredible play there by Brody Zemer. The patience, the toe drag.
A one-off. This is their first regular season action in more than a month. Mason Moe and August Falloon in the mix for the puck for Minnesota. Hendrickson tries a wraparound stuff, and Josh Fleming not fooled. Beckett Hendrickson, an emerging freshman.
Hey, Maddie?
The nuptials, yes, absolutely. Another chance for Reese Lawback. Aiden Fink plays the rebound off the side of the net. Gruba right to Lawback of Penn State. And it's moved along by Ludke. Now L.J. Mooney, and he goes. He lost the handle of the puck, and it's covered up in the crease by Fleming.
I was watching the official intently as L.J. Mooney, a right-hander, was moving in, trying to shield that puck with his left knee. As Gruba moves that puck out of the corner, and Ludke pulls a player and catches L.J. Mooney with just a gear. That's full speed 24/7.
This is a homecoming game of sorts for the Minnesota freshman L.J. Mooney, who grew up in West Middle.
Coming over, and you know, often you come over and you play for your dad's team. You think, oh yeah, like what did this guy do to deserve that? Well, I'll tell you what, 42 points in 38.
It's hard to be young in college hockey. It's also hard to be injured, and that was the case for Minnesota both at the same time. McKenna knocked down by DePasquo, and he covers up the rebound. But the Gophers healthy, and this young core has gotten a lot of experience over the first 2 months of the season.
Well, look here at Penn State transition. What I want you to watch on McKenna is he's going to take this puck, and he doesn't stick handle it. So often young players get the puck, they handle it once, that allows the goalie time to move over. Not McKenna. He just...
Over to Reese Lawback from Ben Schoen. Lawback looks to cut to the middle, throws a rolling puck that got knocked down and swatted away by DePasquo. Christensen on the reset. In below the goal line. Lawback looking for Schoen on the dot. Gathered by Misa, the goal scorer in the period. Christensen bangs it off the glass. Loose in the Minnesota end. And it slips to DePasquo, who knocks it away. And the puck cleared by Minnesota's Axel Begley, the 7th defenseman, but Misa on the recharge. Christensen scores! transition goal for Penn State. And the sophomore defenseman gives the Nittany Lions a 2-0 edge.
Well, we talked about the prowess and the offensive gifts that Matt Gadowski has. Well, he makes a difference in this one. Puck elevated, you think, all right, let's go for a line change. No, Gadowski brings that down, transitions with pace, and that was the difference right there for the Nittany Lions. Unbelievable skill to go for defense in a position where they had a tough gap. Were ultimately able to get up over that blue line as quickly as they would have liked.
DeMarsico, Weebush waiting at the blue line. The return feed broken up, picked back up by Chin DeGraves, and Penn State buzzing. Here's Tanner Ludke, the Omaha transfer for Brody Zemer. Rink wide, Mooney, high drive, knocked down, and batted by Fink, wraps it around to McKenna. Gavin McKenna waiting for help. The playmaker, broken up by Mooney, but Fink picks the puck up, carries it in deep. Trying to backhand it in front in the slot. It's grabbed by Ludke. He lofts the puck. It stays on the ice, nearly out of play. McKenna, high slot. Shot got to DePasquo. It's loose and vacuumed up by the Minnesota.
Perspective, his theory or his game plan would be supported.
Lawback from a tight angle.
Like
save
that,
made by DePasquo.
That shot so far, and then what they have coming up is just frightful.
Minnesota looking for a chance here in the final 2 minutes of the first.
Uncalled.
We've been 5-on-5 hockey for almost 19 minutes. Here's Misa, low slot, and it's not a goal. The horn sounded, but the puck was still in play. A drive from Shane runs off the stick of DePasquo.
The horn sounded, the goal light went on. I mean, the light that illuminates the goal area, but Luca DePasquo had the answers. Take a look here. That's the transition that the
He missed his second goal of the game. Nolan Collins with some open ice. Shot tipped on its way to the net. But far away from goal. Rombach into the glove of Fleming at the horn. It got all the way through, but Fleming saw it every step of the way.
Rombach trying to, I don't know, we just have taken a lot of penalties this year. If they could shore that up, limit the amount of time that they're
for Penn State. 5 of Penn State's 6 points in the period scored by defensemen as that drive misses the net from Aiden Fink. Joe Gruba. Clark turns it over to Lawback. The puck moving toward the Penn State net, and Fleming has to make a play on it.
And take a look here. A player you're not going to see is Aiden Fink because he's way off to the right.
Clark versus Chin DeGraves on the draw. Won by Brody Lamb in Minnesota. Shot redirected in the slot.
Trying to exit when they could be in the offensive zone playing offense.
Shown for Katzen. Backdoor pass Misa, and he couldn't square it up. There was a gaping. Moved along by Fleming. Smith stretch pass to the opposite blue line. Katzen. Fink. And the goal denied by DePasquo. It was Dane Dowiak in front. Great puck movement by Penn State. Gadowski taken away by Middlestat. It at center ice. Brody Zemer tips it into the Penn State end. It's picked up by Dane Dowiak. The Penn State captain, puck stripped. There's a shot by Zemer, and a save made by Josh Fleming, maybe his best of the night.
LJ Mooney made something out of nothing right there. When we show you the replay, I want you to watch the angle for which he takes. It's not a straight line. He comes, forces the player back up the wall, then strips him of it. And a look at the last handful of games.
Brody Lamb chasing down the puck. Shot knocked away. Beckett Hendrickson wrapped up by Collins. Chin DeGraves in his own end. Wobbling puck into the blue paint and trapped by Fleming.
Good pressure there by the Gophers. Keep looking to see if we're going to get our first power play. Collins had one of the Gophers.
Trying to start some ozone time for the Nittany Lions here, up 2-0. Collins, high slot, a drive into the glove of DePasquo.
Geez, Collins had a lot of time there for a player that batted the puck down and controlled it with his free hands to then be able.
The bad news for Penn State, they led 2-0 on the road in Minneapolis in one of their earlier games against the Golden Gophers. Minnesota Kick save made by Fleming there on the D-line shot by Whipple. Doesn't feel like we've had many scrums in the corner or anything like that, as Mooney looking for Ludke just off the blue pin. Hammered up against the glass by Whipple. Now McKenna, a shot fought off by DePasquo. McKenna plays the rebound. Whipple throws his shoulder into the sternum of McKenna. Dowiak fires one into the glove of DePasquo, who's had a busy night.
This sums up what has gone wrong for Minnesota thus far. You said turnover, and then you said Gavin McKenna, and Minnesota was effectively in the zone on the blue line, and then they turn it over in Penn State transition.
Lawback uses the glass out to center. Chopped down by Javon Moore, picked up by Aiden Fink. Gavin McKenna knocked away by DePasquo before Dane Dowiak could get a stick on it. Jackson Smith on the forecheck, throws it right to DePasquo, who makes the save. That's Dowiak again lurking in the greasy area. Jared Crespo over the blue line. Crespo for Fink. Fink knocked away by DePasquo. And Godowski's Hendrickson dropped off for Clark. Back to Hendrickson and the pass behind him. Luke Middlestat into traffic. Fleming, loose puck just off the blue paint. Here's numbers for Penn State. Lawback, Katzen, high drive, and the puck vanishes up into the netting. Penn State this evening. This is Clark with a redirected shot wide left of.
Take a look at a quick play by the Nittany Lions. McKenna way behind the puck. Actually had it on the goal line. He's going to get the puck again. And tries to find Smith on the back door. That slash by Zemer was enough to disrupt
Zemer. And the loose puck grabbed by Tanner Ludke. Ludke, save made by Josh Fleming.
Well, Tanner Ludke, a player who came over from Omaha, was injured last season. The first part of the year, trying to find his way. A very skilled skater here, breaks away and releases this puck.
Bob Motzko praised the veterans on his team, in particular the Middlestat brothers, John and Luke, for just being rock solid, consistent emotionally as much as anything else, as the team has dealt with injuries and growing pains and now looks for a strong second half after going 6-3 since the end of October. J.J. Webush in deep. Here's Reese Lawback. Lawback off the pipe, and the rebound slotted home. Matt DeMarsico gives Penn State a 3-0 edge.
Well, as the seconds were ticking down in this period, Penn State got across the blue line. And when you think you're just going to be able to persevere and things wind down, well, that didn't happen in this case. Puck shot to the net from an angle, and DeMarsico battles in areas where he excels. Down low, below that goal line there, beats the bigger defenseman to the net and is able to tap that one across the goal line for a back-breaking goal for Minnesota with a short number of seconds on the clock. They'll head back into that locker room down 3 after doing their best to persevere and start to create some offensive chances in this period. That last second penalty will sting as they take. I feel like it's going to be in the first minute. The announcer changed right there. But I would kind of like a little special teams. I can tell you, certainly Minnesota would like a couple of opportunities.
Hutchinson, who's got one of Penn State's 3 goals tonight. Webush looking for Gavin McKenna, perhaps Matt Godowski at the net front. And Godowski with a blast that was knocked down. Tough to do it in this conference, especially with how loaded it is. And a chance for Misa looking for his second rebound, grabbed by Schoen. He now ahead to Aiden Fink. Aiden Fink dropped off for Dowiak. McKenna in the slot. McKenna on the rebound. McKenna in deep, off the side of the net. Picked up by Brody Zemer. Tanner Ludke moving it for L.J. Mooney. Zemer in deep, deflected by Ludke, shoveled by Gruba off Fleming. Out by Ludke, who goes to the bench for a change. The re-entry, Wiebusch looking for Lawback in the slot. Intercepted by DeMarsico. DeMarsico drags, and shot was blocked by it behind the net for Nick Chindegraves. Godowski blocked by Moore. Below the goal line now. In 5.2 period against Penn State in his debut in his home state. Shade into the glove of DePasquo. Of course, both Mooney and Cooley from Pittsburgh area.
Wow, cool and collected. Luca DePasquo on that save. Look at Minnesota netminder who's given up 3 goals and say, you know what, he played pretty solid. Like, I think he's been, you know, net pop.
Christensen for Katzen. On the high wall down to Schoen. Schoen shoots, and it's off the post. DePasquo with some help. That was almost a one-on-none opportunity for Ben Schoen. Schoen deflects the puck up to Shade. Shade, blocker save made by DePasquo. John Middlestat sends it into the Penn State end as the Gophers over the red line. Luke Middlestat through traffic, looking for Brody Lamb. Kept in the zone by Gruba, high drive off the glass. Now in front, chance for Hendrickson, and Josh Fleming makes the stop.
Beckett Hendrickson has absolutely had enough. Katzen was in there. He's like, I'm not giving you an inch. What a glorious opportunity for Minnesota. Beckett Hendrickson alone, mano-a-mano with Fleming. Lamb almost able to backdoor that one. How Beckett Hendrickson is unaccounted for is shocking to me. Fleming gets that goal stick out.
John Middlestat to the blue line. Luke Middlestat for Harris. Wide of the post. Glove side on Fleming. Man advantage. Clark to the blue line. Gruba down the wall for Moore. Makes the handoff to Clark, and Gruba walks the line, fires into traffic, and Fleming sees it every inch of the way.
Play without the puck. How can he position himself offensively, and how can he be additive defensively?
In front, McKenna behind the net. Gets it back, straddling the goal line now. McKenna moving, stopping on a dime. Look at the stick work. Gavin McKenna. Pass deflected. Aiden Fink keeping it alive as we approach 1 minute to play. Gruba, shot blocked, and we have a penalty here.
Ludke down in the corner there.
And Collins stepping to the defense of Carter Shade. I think it's Ludke that's going to the box.
Shade's giving him the bye-bye. Ludke's saying, you know what, I'm going to poke a hole in you with this stick. Nolan Collins played 4 years in the OHL, 3 years with Sudbury Wolves, and last year with the Flint Firebirds. He is a player that's accustomed to some of the rough stuff. Right now, Brody Lamb says, Shade, you're gonna pop off here. I'll grab you by your neck, drag you around a little bit. So now we have the official
end in the official return from break, but this is the first Big Ten game since the holiday.
Yep, and I give Aiden Fink a lot of credit there. He was basically just taking a knee and saying, you know, we don't need the power play. We're just going to wind this one down. Instead of trying to score another one, kind of the anti-board material right there, shown by one of the most gifted players for Penn State, but that is experience as well. An unbelievable game by the guy right in the middle of all that. Josh Fleming, the freshman, was rock solid in this game. Had some grade A opportunities, maybe none bigger than the save he had right on the doorstep of the goal crease on Beckett Hendrickson in this third period when Minnesota was trying to mount a comeback. Minnesota needs to be cleaner, fewer turnovers, and when they get that puck in the offensive zone, I'll tell you what, they got to hem Penn State in, and that requires not just F1, but F2 has to be dogged in his pursuit and helping of the pressure.
It's the second shutout of the season for the freshman Josh Fleming. He picked up a shutout